Hi guys, and welcome back to the Dyslexic Reader. Today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review of The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. Start off by saying I gave this book a 3-star on Goodreads, which is what I give a book really that's smack bang in the middle. Like, I was undecided. The first thing that caught my eye when I saw this book in the library was obviously the cover is quite unique, and then obviously from the top of the shelf I could see the colour of the undercover and the sort of gilded blueness of the pages. I hope you can't hear my laptop congo. I apologise, it's obviously getting hot. I was excited to read this. Never read any of Patrick Ness's books, but obviously know he's very well known. Hadn't heard much about this particular book really, but it intrigued me, and it intrigued me because of the back. There wasn't really a blurb as such. Not everyone has to be the chosen one. That was sort of it. There was a blurb sort of on the inside cover. The one who's supposed to fight the zombies, or the soul-eating ghouls, or whatever the new thing is, the blue lights and the death. What if you're Mikey, who just wants to graduate, go to prom before someone goes and blows up the high school again? And what if there are problems bigger than the end of this week's world? If you have to find the extraordinary in your ordinary life, even if your best friend may be the god of mountain lions. This book did and didn't give me what I wanted it to. I'll explain that as I go through, but I felt like I went into this book with expectations and they were met, but not in the way I wanted them to be. I don't know, is that just me being like really picky? Probably. The inside is beautiful as well. You can see sort of like the blue deers, which feature in the story. I got excited when I opened this book because the quote on the very first page is by Bjork, and I love Bjork, and I was like, any book that starts with a quote from Bjork is going to be fantastic. Kind of let down. It's done in like a really weird format I've never seen before. I enjoyed reading, and yet would not rush to pick up another book of the same format, even though I have never seen another book formatted like this, but I enjoyed it, and it was unusual, but I wouldn't rush to do it again. I suppose that's maybe like skydiving or something. You know, it's good hype and it's fun, but like, you're not going to be rushing back anytime soon. It's sort of the story split into two, and they sort of overlink. So what it's done is like chapter the first in which, and then it explains what would happen if this chapter, if it was a typical like YA teenage sort of vampire story or whatever, like Twilight or whatever. So it's sort of, you know, in which the messenger of the immortal arrives in a surprising shape looking for a permanent vessel, blah blah blah. Like what would be happening in the first chapter of this story if it was focused on the heroes, or, you know, the main protagonist and the evil and who's going to solve it and all that. And then underneath that you have the chapter about these 3 kids. I like the characters. Mikey is the main character. He was not my favourite out of the main sort of 4 or 5. But I thought he was well written. He struggles with sort of like, it's not really described in the book, but it's sort of like an OCD, compulsive sort of aspects he has. I think it's tackled really well. Anorexia is tackled. Sort of, yeah, there's a really diverse cast with colour, sexuality and stuff. It wasn't pointed out to be different, it was just there, and I think that's a nice way to do it. Like, if there's going to be people of colour in your book, don't make it about necessarily all about them being a person of colour. Just have a person of colour in your book and, you know, treating them like a normal character, which I think this done really well. So I enjoyed the characters. I didn't think there was much character development though throughout the story, although it only takes place over like a couple of months, so how much is going to happen. Mikey, the main character, and his best friend Jared, their relationship was really, really nice. And at the ending, it did get, you know, a bit emotional. Like I liked that aspect of the book. I felt like it was sort of a lot. There was too much romance for my liking. I'm not really a fan of romance in books, and I don't like mind like if there's two characters that are dating or whatever, but like a lot of this, I don't understand like 17, 18-year-olds, like they're all friends, boys and girls and all that, but like it was too centered on like romance and who fancies who, and I really love her because I felt like there was too much of that in the book. I like the way the story the story you should be reading and the story of the people in the background sort of overlap. Like they would see something like running out of the woods and be like, what the heck are they doing over there? But you know from reading sort of the alternate chapters, if you know what I mean. Cat's here. Who that is and what they're doing, and I think that linked really well. That's why I was saying it was unusual, and I enjoyed reading that sort of style, but I wouldn't necessarily rush back to it. So what I felt like I didn't, like I said, my expectations were and weren't met. Not everyone has to be the hero. I thought it was going to be a choice to be a hero, and it would be declined almost, or actively trying to stay out of it, but it was almost the opposite. It was almost he wasn't the hero, and at times he was trying really hard to be, but he wasn't, and it was okay that he wasn't. But that was almost like the opposite of what I was thinking. Like he asked to be and told no, whereas he was trying to be. You know, it was the opposite of what I was expecting, but it was still, I guess. Okay, so I give this book, it's absolutely beautiful. I will recommend it for that. I found it quite hard to, not to get into, but I didn't find myself rushing to pick it up to find out what happened. But I think that's happening a lot. I'm sort of in a reading slump at the minute. Like I'm finding this book I'm reading at the minute. I don't know if it's the books I've been picking up, but I don't find myself wanting to pick it up and read it. Like even if I've got like 10, 20 minutes, like I don't want to pick it up and read it. I feel like I have to like set aside time. I'm not sure if it's the stories just deserve that or whether I'm sort of lacking. So yeah, I give this 3 out of 5 stars, which again is, wouldn't say I liked or disliked it, pretty much neutral in the minute. There was aspects I didn't like and aspects I did like, and it's definitely leaning towards 4 stars, but looking back at some of the other 4 stars, like if you could give half, it would be like 3.5. But looking back at the other 4 stars that I read this year, it wasn't as high as that, so that's why I gave it a 3. I call this mug in my house the witchy mug, because it's like a little snowman. It's a little Christmas mug, but like what is that? I think it's like meant to be like a little bird or something, but we used to always say like it looked like a witch with a big, like, you can't really see it, like a little light, like a witch with a big long nose and a weird like wig on. We call it the witchy mug. Still a pretty nice mug. Okay guys, well I'll see you later with another video. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, follow on all the social media. It's down below. Sorry I haven't posted in a while, but I haven't been feeling well this week at all. I'm absolutely dosed with a cold. And yeah, thanks for watching it. I'll see you in another video. Bye.